Oh, and I told you this right out of the gate. Like, I never opened up my own business because I was a whiz with numbers, or I was essentially unemployable. Like, I didn't work well with others. Like, that was me. I was always, I want to do things my way. And that's how I ended up with my own salon. And I don't know about other people that are listening, but when I got my salon, I thought, man, this is easy. I'm booking $5,500 a week in hair color, and my rent's only $5,500. So if I take that 1 week, boom, the rest is mine. Like, that's how hairdressers kind of think, when it comes to business. Not all of us, but a lot of us. We really open our own business for independence or for freedom of creativity. And now all of a sudden you have this beautiful big business, and now you're hustling. Like we said in the beginning, you're keeping the money coming in, and that's worked. But what I realized through all this is, hey, once the money stops, what else could I have done differently or worked harder at? And just sitting down and focusing on those numbers is huge, because a lot of hairdressers, they're just continuously working through it, especially if they're working owners. They're just trying to build that bank up. And what you're saying is take a few minutes, understand the numbers, and that could make you double, triple, right? If you're spending it and using it correctly.
I think that our biggest sense of urgency, like 10 weeks ago, we just started doing all this stuff. And I just knew in the moment, as all of us knew, that many people could be one financial decision away from sustainability and the alternative. And I feel very fortunate. Early in my career, I had the opportunity to work with turnaround specialists, be involved in a lot of projects. It was a very distressed company, like in severe trouble. And what do you do? What do you do, whether it's a company or an individual? And love seeing the before and after stories. And some of the lessons that I learned in working with turnaround experts, I mean, those people that you call when, it's an absolute crisis. One of the things that I learned was something called push the pulse. The pulse has to go much, much quicker in a distressed crisis situation. Let me give you an example that's very actionable by everybody here. Is many small businesses, many salons, right now, they don't do an exceptionally good job of projecting cash flow. Or if they do, maybe it's on a monthly basis, but in all the projects I've worked on when it was a crisis, and we're in a crisis right now, you have to push the pulse. You have to move from monthly to daily. And one of our core tools and core practices is just this daily cash flow. It's a cash flow planner. But it's more than a cash flow planner. It's really a way to get a handle on your business, because your stakeholders also need to know what your cash flow plan looks like. And so we've had examples of some that were already doing a good job. They were monthly, but they push the pulse and they bring it down to daily. And what we're seeing people make some really great, smart decisions. And we're seeing some people make some not so great decisions. And I think the shout out to you and the Paul Mitchell team, I think that you're creating a forum to help people make really good decisions. And that's where we intersect here.
Yo, for sure. And that's what drew me right to you guys. Was this is information that I think is so helpful and huge. And I know me, at the beginning of this, you kind of lost the ability again, just to get to work, which for a lot of people was just losing control. And I realized, oh man, I got to get stronger and take more control of my business and my numbers and everything else. And I think that once I started to change my focus, that gave me life through this whole situation, because you can control things. It's not just the hustling and coming into work and making people feel great. There are things you can be aware of, and it's extremely helpful. It is a difference again between reopening and staying open. Or it's a difference between, I see so many hairdressers, and I know you feel the same way, so many stylists that are working 6-7 days a week. Like, is that successful? Like having to work 7 days a week to keep your business open. And a lot of that really is its fault in not spending that couple hours on the numbers and getting a coach to help you really understand, like, hey, here's what's happening. None of us were trained this way. Very few hairdressers were trained or even know how to talk to their CPA. And they'll just sit there and sign whatever they're told to sign and move on. And that's why you're working 7 days a week. And I think what you guys bring to the table is the ability for people to to see visually what's happening, and then to make that connection with what these numbers, what these things mean. And that is the difference between, you know, working 7 days a week and working 4 and really having a successful business. And I think that's really important now. So I love the work you guys are doing.